Hey guys, welcome to today's video and welcome to Budgeting with B. I am so excited for the launch of this channel and for the very first video that I am bringing to you guys. So if you guys are new and you don't know who I am, my name is Brooklyn. I do have another channel, Brooklyn Maldonado, where I do all things motherhood. Of course, on the other end of motherhood though, I do work full time and I am a hedge fund accountant. I've been an accountant for about 5 years now, so finances and all things money are one of my true passions. I absolutely love it. So I thought it would be a lot of fun to start a new channel and kind of share with you guys some things that I have learned over the years. I absolutely love budgeting. Budgeting is one of my all-time favorite things to do, and I've even gotten my husband David on board with the whole budgeting process too, and he's come to love it as well. So this channel is going to be all about budgeting, finances, growth, wealth, pretty much how to achieve your financial goals and live the life that you want to live. So I'm not going to ramble for too long. I do want to let you guys know before we get started, today we are going to be doing a mock budget, and if you would like to follow along or create your own budget while I'm going through this, then you can pause this video, go down in the description box. I am also launching a budgeting template with the launch of this channel. This is my personal budgeting template that I have pretty much perfected over the past couple of years. This is what we personally use every month. So like I said, if you want to pause this video, you guys can go down in the description box. You guys can purchase this template from my shop. I will have a special discount code just for you guys for the launch of this channel and for the launch of Budgeting with B, and that will also be in the description box. If you want to follow along, or afterwards if you decide that this is something that you like, then you can head over to my shop and purchase this. Like I said, we're doing a mock budget today. A mock budget is basically a fake budget. All of these numbers are totally made up, and I based them off of a $60,000 annual income, and this person on the mock budget has $15,000 worth of debt. So I'm going to show you how we're going to allocate our money and basically come out with a zero-based budget. So a zero-based budget is basically where you give every single dollar a name and a place. So at the end of the month, you know exactly where all of your money is going and you shouldn't have anything left over. I'm gonna go ahead and pop my screen on so that you guys can see what I'm looking at. All right, if you were to download the budgeting template, I just wanted to quickly show you, this is what the template would look like when you download it. So everything is zeroed out, and obviously you can go in and you can change like the headers and stuff. And there are formulas driven within this worksheet. So there's a full tab that has nothing but directions on it. So if you need like step-by-step instructions, that is there for you to follow along. I just wanted to give you a glance at what this would look like if you were to download it. And now we're gonna jump into the mock budget. So like I said, this is a mock budget, so these numbers are completely made up. And this is based off of a $60,000 annual income with $15,000 worth of debt. This is a two-person income, and we are going to do a zero-based budget for them. Now, at the top, I have the month, and then I do have a beginning account balance. I have that they have $1,000 in their bank account as their emergency fund. It's always a really good idea to have some kind of emergency fund in your bank account in case something was to come up and to happen, you would have that money to fall back on. They are starting with $1,000, and since this is a zero-based budget, at the end of this budget, we should plan to have $1,000 left in the bank account. And that is because they do have $15,000 worth of debt. So we need to put every extra penny we have towards debt. Now, this is $60,000 annual income. And this is like just an average of how much they might make per month. Like I said, this is a mock budget, so numbers could totally vary based off of the kind of deductions that you have coming out of your paycheck. Don't take this, like these numbers for what they're worth. Like they could totally be different. If you make $60,000, your numbers could be way different. Just wanted to give that little disclaimer. The first section of the budget is going to be your income. What we're doing throughout this budget is we are planning how we're going to spend every single dollar, and then at the end of the month you come back in and you put in your actual numbers and you see how you did. If you went over or under budget, what percentage of your income that you were using, and then you can see exactly where you spent all of your money, and then maybe the next month you can improve things and do things a little bit better if maybe you had a little bit of an off month. This is gonna be Jamie and John, and we're only gonna have their monthly income. Jamie's gonna make $2,000 a month, and John, we're gonna plan for him to make about $1,955. This is their planned column. Of course, if you have other sources of income, you can totally change any of these and you can add those in as well. We're just doing one check for each of them for the sake of this budget. So it shows you what the percentage of the budget income each person is making, and then the over and under budget column over here, obviously, whenever we go in and put in our actual, this number will change, but right now it looks like it is 2,000 under budget because they haven't actually received anything yet. So once you get your income in, then we go down to expenses, and there are several different little sections for expenses based off of the type of expenses that you might incur. The first section that I have here are home and life expenses, and this is gonna be stuff that you have to pay every single month. So like your mortgage, your electricity, your sewer, internet, cell phone, TV, monthly bills that you know are coming and you know are gonna hit your bank account. In this case, we're gonna do a mortgage of about $1,000, and that is 25% of their income for the month. So what you want in order to not be house poor is you wanna be somewhere between 25 and 30% max, 30% absolute max, to be the percentage of your mortgage payment to your income. And that will help you to not be house poor, which none of us want. In this case, Jamie and John are doing a great job. They have 25% as their mortgage, and that is gonna be about $1,000 a month. We're gonna scroll down, and then we have things like sewer, they have water, electricity, trash, internet, cell phone, TV, car payment, childcare, security system, all of your bills that you might have. There's also due dates on here so that you can keep track of exactly when the bill is due. And like I said, you can totally add in more if you need to, but this is what Jamie and John are expecting for this month. You can also see the percentage of their budgeted income. So like I said, their mortgage is about 25%, and then the rest of them down here, their car payment and child payments are the highest. So like if you have daycare or something like that, that would go here. Your car payment could go in your debt section. However, I like to put it in like your home life expenses, just because that is something that probably would come after you're paying off all the other debt. So it's honestly just personal preference where you want to put that debt. I like to put my car payment up here just because I know that that's in every single month I have a car payment. Once we scroll down, we can see that their total home expenses is going to be about close to $2,200, and that is about 55% of their income. That is their needs. This is going to be a 55, 20, 25. So 55% of their budget income is going to go towards their needs, and 20% is going to go towards wants, and then 25% is going to go towards pay down, because we do have $15,000 worth of debt. Their wants are going to be these next two sections here. So this is going to be variable expenses and their subscriptions. So I like to break out subscriptions just so you can keep track of like all the different subscriptions that you have, because those can add up and you can be subscribed to so many things that you didn't even know you were subscribed to. So I like to break those out. Our variable expenses, those are going to be expenses that can change from month to month, from week to week. So it's things like grocery, gas, restaurants, like your miscellaneous expenses that you weren't expecting. And then if you want to have some kind of like play money or fun money, if you have pets, basically anything that is variable that can change. And with this section, we have another little table over here. So this variable expense log over on the right hand side is where we are going to keep track of all of our variable expenses. We will put like our date, the expense type, the details, the amount, and then this little gray box over here will automatically sum everything from each section into it, and then that will automatically pull into the actual column of the variable expenses. So right now we're just planning. So we're gonna go through and we're gonna plan for the month. How much are we gonna spend on groceries? How much are we gonna spend on gas, restaurants? If you are really going hard on saving or paying off debt, this is the section that you can definitely cut back on things with. Your groceries, you know, you're cooking at home every single day. You're gonna do some cheap, maybe crock pot meals that you can get a lot of different meals out of. Your gas, you're not gonna be going very many places. Restaurants, you're definitely not eating out. They're spending $130 on restaurants, which, you know, it could definitely be less, but that's what we're planning for. So we're planning $340 for 2 people on groceries, $100 on gas, $130 on restaurants, $50 on pets because Jamie and John have a dog that needs to get groomed this month. We have $75 towards miscellaneous expenses, and then we have $100 of play money. So play money, basically Jamie and John are each getting $50 that they can spend however they want for the month, and that is all that they get. This breaks down their percentage of budgeted income again, and then of course we will see if they're over or under once our actual columns hits. Moving in to subscriptions, they have one subscription. It's Netflix, $9.99 a month, and that is it. And you can see they have about $795 in life expenses, which is that 20% that we were aiming for. And I mean, you can add on this 0.25, so it's still about 20% that they're spending on their wants. And then we move into the fun section. So this is the debt section. In the debt section, it is a little bit more detailed. So we have a lot of information here so that we know exactly what's happening with our debt. So the first thing, you're gonna list your debts that you have. So Jamie and John have 2 student loans and 2 credit cards. We're gonna plan to pay $75 on one student loan, $125 on another student loan, $171 on one credit card. So we're basically planning to pay that credit card off, and then we're also going to be paying $605 on their second credit card. So they're throwing all of their extra money onto that second credit card. So it looks like Jamie and John are going for their credit cards to pay those off first. Over here, we're going to put in our interest rate. You need to put your interest rate for each of your loans or your credit cards that you have. Looks like they have a credit card with 0 interest. They have one with 14.25% interest, 4.25, and then 4.50%. We're gonna add in our beginning balance. So you can see their beginning balances on all of their accounts. And then this interest charge is going to automatically calculate for you and tell you exactly how much interest you're gonna be charged for the month. And then it's gonna give you an ending balance based off of your beginning balance plus your interest charges minus your payment. You'll have an ending balance and you'll know if you're paying it off. So you can see here that the ending balance on this one is $171. And so that is what we are planning to pay for this card to pay it off. Once this goes in here, then once you put your actual amount that you actually paid, then your ending balance will change. And so whenever we get to that actual column, that will show 0 balance because we paid it off completely. That's how we know how much we need to pay exactly in order to pay off the debt. You can see that their total debt is that they're planning to pay off for the month is $976, and that is about 25% of their income. Like I said, we are not doing any savings or anything. We already have that $1,000 in our emergency fund. So our savings right now, we're not gonna add anything to that since we are trying to pay off the debt. So this is gonna be 0. Our total expenses equals our total income. That's our zero-based budget. So $39.55, which if you scroll up, you can see that is exactly what we plan to make for the month. And then you can see here, if you didn't if you didn't give every single dollar a name, you would have a leftover here. So let me just change this one to 100, and you can see down here that I have $25 that I need to allocate somewhere, because this is not going to be a zero-based budget if I don't. That is how you're going to know if you need to add pennies or dollars or however much into your budget. And then this is going to tell you your ending balance to roll forward the next month, and that is going to be $1,000. Once you have all of this filled in for your planned, then we're gonna jump into the end of the month. You can see here that Jamie and John have all of their actual income, their actual expenses, everything is logged into the budgeting template. And let's just kind of go through what happened with them for the month. Starting off, Jamie made more than she expected, so she is over budget, $45. She had an extra $45 to spend. And John, he's salary, so his stayed exactly the same. He was not over or under at all. And this brought their actual income for the month up to $4,025. When we go down to our expenses, we know that we're gonna have an extra $45.25 to allocate somewhere. And then also give or take if our expenses were more or less than we planned for. In the expenses section, their mortgage was exactly what they planned for. Their sewer, it looks like it was $1.33 more than they planned for. So you can see that that is over here, that they were over $1.33. But then you move down to their water, and it was actually $2.50 less than they planned for. So they got that back. Their electric was over $10.75, what they planned for. And then looks like trash was exactly the same, internet the same, cell phone, everything else was spot on what they had planned for. In this section, we only went over by $9.58. If you didn't have the extra $45 in your income to make up for this, then this is where you would pull and you would change the amount that you make on your credit card payments, like your extra payment. You can make your minimum payment, and then before the end of the month, when you see how much money you actually have left after all your bills have came in, then you can go in and make that extra payment as like a separate payment, and that will all go towards just your principals. That's something that you don't have to go ahead and pay that much, just in case some of your other bills go over what you planned. So in our total home expenses, we are still at that 55%, which is exactly where we want it to be. And we only went over about $9.50. Our variable expenses, we have our log filled out over here on the right-hand side, and we can see everything that they spent money on for the month. They logged that they got groceries at Walmart, and that was $125. They got gas, Starbucks, looks like they spent some play money, all of their different expenses here. And then this little table pulled everything from here into here. Your titles, your expense type needs to be exactly the same as what's in these little gray boxes in order for it to pull that amount. So this pulled in, and we can see that they spent $818.13 on variable expenses. And then we're gonna go down here to this log, and this is automatically gonna pull in from that little gray box. And you can see that it is $818.13. There's a little check box right here to tell us that everything is there. So let's see how they did. It looks like they were under budget on groceries and under budget on gas, under on their restaurants, and then they went over on miscellaneous and over on play monies. In total, they went over $23.13. Not too bad. We're looking at about $34 that they've gone over, and she made an extra $45. So far they're looking good. Their subscription stayed exactly the same, $9.99. They did not go over budget. So let's move into this debt section. We can see that they spent the actual $75 and $25 on the 2 student loans. And then on the credit card, they paid that $171. So you can see that their ending balance here is $0. And that's what I was telling you guys, that this would zero down to 0 based on the payment that they made. And it looks like their next credit card, they were planning to pay $605, but they went ahead and threw an extra like 12 bucks onto that because they had that left over. They ended up paying $617.68, which brought their balance down to $1,682. And you can see here that they were over their budgeted by $1,254, which is good in this case because that means they paid more towards their debt. So their total expenses, they have planned that $39.55, and then they actually spent their $4,000.25, which is exactly what they made, which means they have a zero-based budget. They have 0 net income, and they are rolling their $1,000 into the next month. This is just a breakdown of what a budget could look like for you if you make about $60,000. You can apply these principles though to any income, any salary, and any debt that you have. I am going to be making several different mock budgets. So if you guys have a request or a suggestion or something, then comment down below exactly what you want to see. If you want to see a budget with more debt or no debt, a higher income, weekly pay, salary pay, like anything you want to see, comment down below. This is just the first one of many. And like I said, this is based off of that 55% of your needs, 20% of your wants, and 25% of pay down. And we could totally change those numbers however you want, but you need to just kind of have like a basis of what you want to go off of. So in summary, we need to have all of our income and all of our expenses written down at the beginning of the month. We need to plan that out, how much we think everything's going to be, and we need to give every single dollar a home and name. At the end of the day, we want to get down to a zero-based budget where every single dollar has a name. If you don't have debt and you want to start saving, then that's where you would throw all of this extra money, that $989 that we put towards debt, you would put that into your savings, or if you want to reinvest it, anything you want to do with that $980, it's all yours. This is a general idea of a mock budget. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And like I said, if you like this template, you like this layout, I will have a link and a coupon code in the description box. You guys can head down there and check that out. And that is gonna do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I had so much fun sitting down and talking money with you guys. Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you're not already. There's gonna be so much fun stuff coming out. I'm so excited for this channel and to share it with you guys. And I will see you in my next video. Thanks for watching.